Hi, so today I'm going to do the second part of the Pincurl tutorial and I'm going to show you how to brush out your pin curls once they've set overnight. You don't have to leave them in overnight if you don't want to. Obviously, if your hair's dry within a few hours, that's totally fine. I prefer to brush mine out overnight simply because I just find it easier, to be honest, and then I definitely know that my hair is dry as well. So, okay, right, let's get started. So first thing, we're just going to take off scarf, hairnet, anything that you've got just holding them in place. And as you can see, this is looking a mess right now. But don't worry, it's not going to look like that forever. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take out all the little clips and just going to put them in the tin. So I'm sorry if I begin to resemble Little Orphan Annie at any point, but it's a definite possibility. So we're just going to start taking all of them out, and then when you've done that, you'll be ready to brush through. Okay, so once you've taken all your clips out, your hair should look something like this, which is, yeah, a bit of a mess, to be honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to brush that through. So these are the three brushes I use for brushing through. So this is quite a nice big flat one, and I use this to get the shape into my hair. So I use it flat. So I put the hair flat against my palm and I brush it round. This brush, which has got slightly longer bristles, this is good for if you need to really brush through the curl and break it up more. And then I also have a backcombing brush. I don't backcomb that often, to be honest, when I'm doing a pin curl set, but just in case you think a little section of your hair needs a bit of a backcomb, or you just want to hide something, that's just there just in case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I'm just gonna start brushing. Sorry, my dogs have heard something outside. Just gonna start. Oh, and I always find a clip. Always find one rogue clip that's just stuck in your hair. Just lightly brush that through. You don't want to brush the curls out, and it's going to be difficult for you to brush the curls out anyway, because obviously you've wet your hair, you've put a styling product through it, and then you've set this overnight. So you can't just brush it out like if you were doing sort of maybe a curl with a hair straightener, but you could lose definition. Okay. There we go. Just get my fringe on the go. Okay, as you can see, it's already taken shape. This is the great thing about pin curling, is that once you've pin curled all your hair, wet or dry, and then you've whacked it up and then you take it out, it's gonna fall quite quickly into the style. And once you've done this more and more, and obviously the more you do it, you'll know how to pin your hair so that it falls the way that you want it to. So I'm just going to I quite like my fringe. I've done nothing to this and it's just miraculously happened. Love that. Okay, so what I like to do is I'm going to I might just leave it like this. No, I'll show you what I normally do. So what I tend to do is brush my hair. I don't know what my dogs are doing. Sorry, my camera just switched off there for reasons unknown. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to section this part of hair. I like to, sometimes I leave all of it down and sometimes I put sections back. It depends what I'm doing. Like if you're in a more kind of work environment, you might want to pin parts of your hair back just so it looks a little bit neater. But you know, it's totally up to you. But I'll show you how I do it. So I smooth your hair back with a nice soft brush like this. Get the section you want, and then what I do is I just twist it round and push it forward slightly. Get a bobby pin, and you're just gonna pin that in place. and then you can just fiddle with that as much as you want if you want to brush it and brush it round. And then you could take like a pretty slide, and you could just put that in there, so that would look really nice for work. And then this side, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get a clip. I'm just going to clip my fringe bit just out of the way. So if we say that much can be my fringe, I'll just clip that back. Okay, so now we're going to use the soft brush again, and you're just going to hook the brush in and then push it kind of on the palm of your hand, and it should do as it's told. Not always, but it should, as you can see now it's coming, you'll coax it. So basically what we're doing is we're breaking the curl and we're remoulding it around the brush. So we're telling the curl what to do, we're putting them in the right direction, if you will, so that you can get the look that you want. This is easier. If you've had layered hair like I've had, this can be a bit of a nightmare because layered hair obviously is designed to be very choppy and have a lot of movement in it. And vintage hairstyles, they had their hair very long and kind of all one length, maybe with just shaping around the front. They didn't have the short layers on top. So when you are doing this style, bear that in mind. If it's not going as you want it, maybe you need to grow your layers out or grow them out more, and then you probably will be able to get the look that you're after. But layers are not ideal, to be honest, for pin curling, especially in vintage styles. I mean, you can do it, and you've just got to have to work harder and just be a bit more careful where you put your curls, and just basically just total trial and error. But mine have grown out loads now, so that's really, really good. So as you can see, that's developing into a nice curl. And then take the fringe. So you can do a few things with your fringe. You can pretty much do whatever you like with it. I like to have mine kind of swooped over. So what I do is I'm going to take my backcombing brush, and I'm just going to I think I've taken a little bit too much. Just brush that down. So I'm just going to take my backcombing brush. I'm just going to put a little bit of a tease into it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... You could do two things. You could either have your fringe like this, so you can pull it over the front and have it looking like that. That's kind of one way you can do it. Or with the same brush, just take the end of your backcombing brush, lay that against the hair, and then pull the hair over. And I actually like that because I think it creates a really nice shape as well at the front. And then just fiddle with it until you get it perfect, until you get it how you want it. So if you want to, you could put a pin in, but I sometimes don't, but I'll put one in. I always try and hide it in my hair. And then if, like me, you've got like little flyaway hairs, you could just get a little bit of hair serum. I'm using... This is Toni & Guy Shine Gloss Serum Classic, and it's quite lightweight. And you could just smooth any sections over, and just basically just rub that through your hair so that you've got a nice little bit of shine as well. Just rub that over so that you've got a nice smooth appearance. And there you have it, that's done. So oh actually I didn't do the back of my hair, did I? So you're just gonna have your hair sort of, it's gonna be all curly at the back, and then at the side you're gonna have that nice wave which is just gonna really frame your face. And then obviously you can accessorise, so I've put a clip in here. Obviously a lot of pin-up rockabilly style girls like to wear flowers, or you could even, I don't know, I've got one here. You could even use this, which is called a Snood. And this is basically like a piece of crochet. So what you would do is you would fit this over your hair. So you'd put all the back of your hair in this, and then you would fasten this on top with a little bow. So all of your hair would be in, and then you would fasten it on the top with your hair in the bow. That looks really, really pretty, and that's another really good hairstyle for if you're at work or if you need to have your hair off your face but you still want to rock a vintage style. It's just a really good option, and it looks neat and tidy, and it just, yeah, it's good for just keeping your hair back but still looking elegant, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this Pincurl brush out tutorial. If you've got any requests, put a comment below, let me know. I'll consider anything. Not anything, but you know what I mean. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like this then you should check out my blog, which is trickylittlecorset.com. There's lots of stuff on there, lots of reviews, beauty products and tutorials. So yeah, thank you very much, bye bye.